Yep, ready.
And
we're live. We're live. We're back. We're back. Oh, I can't believe it. Thawed out again. You know, struck with cattle prods and forced to do another stream. We're live. Welcome back. Hello, all you delicious listeners. Welcome back to another episode of Artie and Fist with myself, News Fist, and Rhetorically Defective. And of course, I've done that stupid thing again where YouTube is like,
you minge, you absolute minge, mate.
oh my god, what the fuck's
Wow,
going
we
on?
gotta get you a new minge. We gotta raise funds for your minge fund. Maybe I should put that at the top of the stream, the minge fund.
The Minge Fund? Yeah,
It's
that's
a
a good
minge that
idea.
actually works.
Donations to the Minge Fund would be highly appreciated. Man, I gotta stop doing that. Yes. It's another episode of Artie and Fist with myself, News Fist, and of course the interminable Rhetorically Defective. How you doing, sir? You all right?
Yeah, I'm doing. Fist really had to put up with me beforehand. If he was in person, he would have slapped me in the face. I could hear it in his voice. He would have actually. I was acting like a broad. And he wanted to slap me in the face like Sean Connery and tell me to shut up and keep moving.
You were being quite retarded, but look, you know, I understand, right? It's been a heavy week. I mean, not much happening really. You know, I mean, you know, there was that little stabby. You know, and then you know, because words of violence, of course, Charlie Kirk, of course, struck by a stray word.
That has an onset to it. A lot of people felt a certain way, and it's hitting people very, very hard, and for a lot of different reasons, which is why I tonight am going to have to start a video on it. Because I have some really nuanced things to say about it. I have some really not necessarily popular things to say about it, but I'm sure I'll be able to dovetail it into a nice little bow. It's nothing I can just mention in passing.
They do call you the Prince of Nuance, after all. You know what I mean, right? Like,
they do? Is that what they call me?
That is what they. I got an email from the they, actually referring to you in such terms.
But what I have to do is I have to thank the fellers. So if you want to pop that on screen.
I can pop that on screen.
The list is growing, mate. It's growing.
Here we go. Shout out to all the hard R fellas. Look at them all. My God,
So
it's like a militia.
We got Nick Nilsson, the Base Crusader 76. I wonder what his political leanings are. Lord Zero, JD Como, Undead Arachnid, what? Dongus Cock 69, your mom. Every time. It feels dirty every time. Lack of understanding, Fangtooth, Chuck Steak, probably one of my favorite names here, Jake. The original OG, Uncle Javi, Bobby B, and the hardest R. The gifter with the hardest R. Big Dick Nick. Oh, hold on. Big Nick Digger. The hardest R that ever R'd. Oh, he be a hard R.
R, he be a hard R. Yeah, R, it's a harsh mistress. That hard R.
So very quickly, okay? Just to touch upon this a little bit. If you want to pull up the video I sent you.
Okay.
So this will be a part of a video I'm working on tonight. Don't play it quite yet. So this is from 2017. Tim Pool was at this protest. So this is how things used to be. And things have escalated since then. This is a reason why Tim Pool has stopped going to protest. So what you're going to see is a guy with a 2x4 in his hand march right up to me. And then a cop step in. So the cop was just going to watch this guy. I don't know why he's allowed to have a 2x4. But at a certain point, you can see they had weapons in their hands. At a certain point, I realized that the police were on the side of the masked people. Mind you, this is in 2017, May of 2017. And if you want, go ahead and play it.
Artie, look, I just want to say, right, I think you're being a bit hysterical, right? For all you know, right, these masked dudes could have just wanted to invite you to a woodworking class. Right, or you know, maybe they wanted to teach you how to build a birdhouse, right?
Yeah,
you know,
Yeah, let's see this birdhouse. Like, let's see this walk up to me and see if it's very birdhouse coded.
You're so suspicious, mate, right? You're in an Antifa thing in Boston, these masked people like walk up, you just automatically assume that they're there for violence. It's very, very uncharitable of you, mate. Here we go.
Hey, get the fuck back! You're on our side! I reckon get back right now!
All you had to do was ask.
Get back!
Okay,
And look at this kid.
all right.
So there's a cop right next to me the whole time who was just gonna wait for me to get my face bashed in. You can't defend yourself. You can't defend yourself anymore. What if I punched him in the face? Then something would have popped off. They get to do this ultimate level of antagonization. Well, look at the other dudes. Like, what's he holding? What? Why are they allowed to mask up before wearing a mask was a thing and hold these objects that could be interpreted as weapons? Like, what if right-wingers just had 2x4s and they're like, what? We're protesting. It's all right. We can't hold a 2x4. Does that even exist?
Sounds to me, Artie, like you have not properly read and anally digested your Marcuse, mate. Right? Okay, right? Like, look, this was all settled. I can't believe we're still having this discussion. In 2025, right? By 1967, it was obvious, from Marcuse and the rest of the Frankfurt School, the best post-war Jews in all of America, that, violence was acceptable from the left to the right and not the other way around, okay? Right? Like, I don't see why you're getting so worked up about it, mate, right? Like, it's been like this for a long time. Also, we got our first super chat of the night.
Oh,
$10.
big time fucker. Big time fucking over here.
swinging his big time around for the Minge Fund. Orthodox Cross. Let the hard R's fly, boys. Thank you very much. Big time.
He's going to do something to that minge, all right. He's paying for reconstructive surgery, okay? He's very kind and courteous.
Bless you, my brother. Did I tell you, by the way, actually, I went to a vigil for Charlie Kirk in even in Malta, man, they had one. It's a worldwide phenomenon. Like it's crazy. Like even in tiny places, and they were just basically talking about how everyone on the right is just sick of being called fascists and racists, and being like, we're not gonna kill you. I mean, yet, right? I mean, you have no place in our society, right? Maybe we'll find a place where you can like concentrate, right? Like maybe some kind of camp or something. You can get some school work done.
They're just gonna keep picking us off and dancing in our graves, actually. And I don't know what we're gonna do about it. So,
do we want to see what Trump recently said?
So, well, hold on. So this ties in with me hard R fellers. So then, if you want to play the thing that I sent you from my X account. So a few months later, okay, I was having it's lore and laughs for the hard R fellers. Okay, this is going to be a lore video where I recorded like so many things from 2017, 2018 before COVID and whatnot. So this is me enduring a mass form psychosis of not knowing what's going on. And so this will be for the hard R fellers. If you want to just play that.
Yep.
Do not be antagonistic. Stop with the hate. These people are human beings. I don't believe in countries. These people are human beings, okay? Also, they live in this country, which has laws. I think a lot of the laws are gay. But this is the reality, okay? We have to coexist with them. We cannot hate them. We cannot hate them. We cannot hate them, even though they're faggots! I'm not saying they're not faggots! But, unfortunately, they live in this country, and we have to coexist with them. You cannot out-hate a hateful person. You can't. You're never going to win the hate game. You got to do the love game. You can't do the hate game. You got to love your enemy. Sorry, kids, but you have to get along, and we have to be the bigger people. Do not be antagonistic. Stop with the hate.
I am an atheist liberal, and for some reason, I have that in my heart, and I still to this day cannot tell you why.
It's because you're white. It is. It's because you're Anglo, right? That is basically the default state of the Anglo. Listen, can I veer off for a second and tell you like a little story just to demonstrate?
Absolutely.
Like, what I'm talking about? Okay. back in like, I think it was like the 1300s, right? The UK or the England back then, right? Used to have these regular famines, right? And every so often, right, the crops would fail, right? And all the people in the town would march up to the miller, right, where they milled the flour, right? They wouldn't burn it down. They wouldn't sack it, right? They wouldn't steal all the wheat, right? They would go up and they would say to the miller, right, this is a fair price for your wheat, right? This is what everyone can afford so that no one starves, right? And everyone would give their money to the miller, right? And take the flour, right? So it's like literally the most whitest Anglo thing ever, right? We're gonna have a bit of a, just a little bit of a revolution. We're not gonna like steal from you. Like obviously we're still gonna like pay you because what are we, savages, right? But we need to set a fair price because otherwise we're all gonna starve, right? That happened all the freaking time.
Dude, what about the duel with 10 paces and go, we're gonna shoot each other fair and square, okay?
Yeah. I mean, if it was like, Haiti or whatever, right? They're just breaking your home in the middle of the night and like slaughter all of you. But oh no, right? Like, look, it's deep in your Anglo soul, Artie. There's nothing you can do about it. You cannot escape the destiny of your genes.
I had every opportunity to be a communist. It's like, this is why I can. So like, for example, when I saw the Charlie Kirk thing, at no point was I sad. All of my sadness is now converted into anger. I know what these people are like. I've spent a lot of time with them. I've seen things behind the scenes. And so it's immediately converted into anger now. I don't think I have any sadness left in me. And so that anger turns into action.
I mean, how long did they think they could get away with this, right? Like, what's that old line? Do not mistake our patience for weakness or something like that, right? Like, everyone's like, look, we can talk these people down. They're still human beings, and like I've been basically saying for like years, you can't, right? Like all of their logic circuitry is completely forked up, right? And a bunch of them are basically sort of filthy degenerates at this point, right? So another like little side thing. I was like reading this thing last night about how in Francoist Spain they did this weird. Franco's sort of pet psychologist did this like weird study on all of the communists that they had in jail, right? And because it was from like a eugenics sort of what they called like biophysical point of view, right? He basically produced this report basically saying like, oh yeah, these people are of middling intelligence. They're like highly degenerate. They're very violent. All the women are
the original mid. Right?
All the women are extremely like sexually promiscuous and hysterical and highly violent. And basically came to the conclusion there's no talking to these people. Like you just gotta, and you can't find the actual original reports anywhere, right? I was asking like LLM, and it was like, oh, well, you probably have to go to like the National Archives in Spain. And I'm like, why? I mean, you can find articles on it, right? But they talk about like how horrible it was and, how it wasn't done under laboratory conditions and all this
narrativized
kind of
instead of like a primary source.
We also got another super chat from Total Blackout Painting. Good to see you, mate. How you doing? For $20.
Oh, that ain't baby making fucking. Okay? That is not to reproduce. I've seen that kind of fucking before. Watch out for that guy.
He's hanging that chode out the window, mate. It's like as he's driving, it's scraping on the road. Newsfist is spitting facts. Thank you very much. They can take our land, but they never be able to build what we have because they don't understand or share our ethics or morality. Treating them like they are the same has only led to ruin. Yeah, exactly. Right? Like I've got. Oh, I wish I had my meme library with me.
By good intentions. Everything is a cliche at this point.
I have a great meme for this, but I think it's on my other machine. Oh God, that sucks ass. But it's basically right, like. In order for someone to be considered human or a member of society, right, they have to recognize like at least basic property rights. Okay, right? They have to recognize the idea, right? Like, this is my stuff, this is your stuff. It's not appropriate for me to just go and take all of your shit, right? Like, and
We're
if they
trying to
cannot,
live in a society here.
you do live in a society, and like if you can't, if you can't do that, right? Then you kind of like a bit like how can you even
okay, so if your people are starving or they're working every day just to feed themselves, I mean, this is what holds back being industrious. Once people's survivalistic needs are taken care of, that's when you have innovation, growth. But also, if they are fed, but they're still engaging in violence with each other consistently, you that's why they don't get anywhere. I'm telling you, man, it's those tropical climates.
Do you get this meme, Artie? Do you understand?
The sun turned him black and made him crazy. I don't know who that is.
That is Jean-Jacques Rousseau. Actually, right? Only Chad, history and politards will understand the significance of Jean-Jacques Rousseau as the Joker. One of my favorite inside memes. I guess if you want to know more about it, send a super chat. So I'll explain.
Oh, you.
Right. Shall we move on?
Yes. I am done crying like a sad sack.
Oh no, wait, hang on. We got to do the Trump thing.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Benny Boyce hooked me up with an absolute certified banger, mate.
Thanks very much, Benny boy. Always good to see you, around the boroughs. I mean, the thing is, right, this is totally true, and it is about fucking time somebody said it.
Radicals on the right as well. We have radicals on the left. People are watching all of these videos and cheering. Some people are cheering that Charlie was killed. How do we fix this country? How do we come back together?
I'll tell you something that's going to get me in trouble, but I couldn't care less. The radicals on the right oftentimes are radical because they don't want to see crime. They don't want to see crime.
Worried about the border.
They're saying, we don't want these people coming in. We don't want you burning our shopping centers. We don't want you shooting our people in the middle of the street. The radicals on the left are the problem. And they're vicious, and they're horrible, and they're politically savvy. Although they want men and women sports, they want transgender for everyone, they want open borders. The worst thing that happened...
Radicals on the right as well.
Someone had to fucking say it.
So
right.
what's important about that is it's fishhook theory, where the far right is normal, okay? Now, James Lindsay and the Lindsay-ites hate fishhook theory. They think equal and opposite. They think if it exists on the left, it must exist on the right. I don't know why. What's the opposite of an apple? They would try and find what the opposite is. It's weird. It's very weird. I don't have a better word for it. I'm going to recycle this word.
An orange is an opposite of an apple, obviously.
Is it the odd, right? Why not a banana? Isn't that more different? Are you finding the most different thing possible?
Oh, we got another super chat from Big Time for $5. Okay, Mr. Fist, can you explain?
Nice quick, okay. Little quickie.
Okay, just a quickie. Okay, right. So Jean-Jacques Rousseau was sort of one of the fathers of the French Revolution, right? He notably had this incredible back and forth between him and Thomas Hobbes about the state of nature, right? So basically what was going on, this was like, I think in like the late 1600s, due to colonial contact, they had just discovered the American Indians, right? And this made people in the West start to think about what life was like before civilization, right? Hobbes, right, basically said that without civilization, life was nasty, brutish, and short. A war of all against all, right? And he used this in his famous text, Leviathan, to basically explain that without a strong monarchical government, everything would fall into anarchy. Rousseau took the opposite position, right? Which was that, and I shit you not, this is really what he said, before people discovered property, everything was wonderful and we lived in like an idyllic state, right? And then one day, one man decided that he wanted to be more than another man, and this was essentially the fall like of man, and like everything bad flowed from this, right? Rousseau is essentially, right, like one of the first modern communists, right? Rousseau then went on to basically do this whole thing about like, oh, it's very, very complicated, but essentially he came up with this idea of the will of the people, right? Which is what was founded on modern democracy, but also the French Revolution, which basically said that if 51% of the population wanted to kill the other 49%, that's fine because it's the will of the people, right? He also famously came up with the phrase, we will force you to be free. Right? You don't know what freedom is, right? You need to be forced. Is fucking complete psycho. There you go. Big time. Thank you very much for the super chat.
Wow.
Thanks for coming on TED Talk.
Holy shit. You were acting like somebody had a gun to your head. They were like, in 1 minute, tell me it and be fucking accurate.
Hey man, I like this stuff. You know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
So with what Trump said, he said the left is politically savvy. Now, I know that hurts the fucking Lindsayites' feelings that the left is politically savvy, okay? Now, when you engage in politics, you don't engage in politics like you would engage with a friend.
Yes.
You're engaging in a different set of values, rules, a system. It's much consequentialist. You have to think much more creatively. To seize power because we're not living in, whatever we thought the fucking 90s was in terms of it's a political football. It's Democrat, Republican, Democrat, Republican. They can't get power at this point. They're dancing on our graves. And here's the issue. It's going to be the same rhetoric from the Democrats every time. Like, oh, guys, we should tone it down, but this really is gun control and he was a racist. This is why you have to be right-wing, fellas, because you are deserving of death after they kill you.
They're just
if you're a racist.
They're just communists, right? Like the whole arc of the Democratic Party, right? Particularly since I don't know, like what, 2016, right? Is that at heart they're all basically the Democrat Socialists of America, right? The only difference is that a bunch of them like have money, and so therefore, right, when it actually gets time for the revolution, they're a bit like, but I do have a very, very nice house, right? But at heart, right, like when they're sitting around their fucking dinner tables, right, and someone's like, oh, we need the revolution, they'll be like, oh yes, we need the revolution. This is the fucking thing about the incremental socialists, right? They're all like, oh yes, we need the revolution. Just not now. I got to wait for my stock options to vest.
It's a balance of reform and revolt. It's a delicate balance of that.
Yeah, but they still want to take everyone's guns and like ultimately cleanse society, right? They've got a vision for society. You're not a part of it, right? Like you just, like you're basically weeds. They look out over like, the scope of society, and they're like, I say there's a lot of weeds there. What if we just, I don't know, rip them all up and chuck them in a big fire, right? Yes. So James Lindsay, of course, will you disavow all political violence? Well, I don't know, James. What if we're defending ourselves? Right? I mean, if Israel has a right to defend itself, do we have a right to defend ourselves?
That's it. Does he get? Right? He must have a shame kink. It's weird. It's very weird because like everyone knows he can't answer that. Everyone knows that's his kryptonite. And then his only answer is that, well, they're special. Okay. Yeah, no, my special little boy. That's right. Literally, it's literally his argument.
Special. The most special people, man. Right? America foist. The Israel foister, right?
It's so true and sad.
We got another super chat. Mothman cult leader for $2. Thank you very, very much.
Pretty fucky. Pretty fucky.
No text. I don't know whether you meant to send or if it's just a gracious donation.
Hey, he's just out here fucking, man. He doesn't need anything in return. He's just trying to make us come like a gentleman, okay?
Yeah, man. He's on tour from Montauk. The Montauk project, like, let him out, and he's about I think the Mothman is from Montauk. Is that in New York?
I'm not much of a lore guy, but Montauk is in New York.
That's deep fucking conspiracy lore, mate. The Montauk project and all the fucking like, oh god, it's been a long time since I was like into that shit. You know what I mean? Right. Let me see. Do we have a follow on from that? No, I think we're just
you got your jabs in at the micro hats. You got your jab in.
I just want James to know that he's still special. You
Today-
know, he's our special lolcow.
Today is about the orbiters, okay? Now,
Yes.
what I find fascinating is how you would think they have message discipline by saying woke right over and over again, but they don't have any epistemology, which is why they fold like a dollar store lawn chair whenever you ask them a modicum of questioning. So, Pinochet was throwing communists out of a helicopter, okay? This is a classic thing. So to bother a communist, you throw him out of a helicopter. Now, one of James Lindsay's pets, and I believe he lets Isaiah sleep indoors. Isaiah loves to post this Pinochet meme of throw a communist out of a helicopter, throw a communist out of a helicopter. So now we're starting to see some tension with the Lindsayites. Have you noticed that? They're starting to kind of like not all be on board with each other and not know what to do after this Charlie Kirk thing.
Well, what they should have said is no enemies to the center, right? Like,
all right, not me.
Right? Look, they should have encouraged a bit of, you know, collectivist identity, right? You know, but oh no, of course, because they're all individuals, right? You know, you're not allowed to have any kind of collective identity, right? We're going to watch this entire thing crash and burn in real time, right? As they like literally do the thing from fucking Life of Brian, where he stands up and he's like, you know, you're all individuals. Just, you know, like just start fighting with each other. Right, let's play this.
Oh, I think we got a super chat. I just can't read the whole thing.
Super chat.
It.
Oh, another one from Mothman Cult Leader for $5. $5, crikey. Our red-eyed lord hails from Point Pleasant, West Virginia. You heretic. Thanks very much, Mothman.
And
So he's one of the West Virginia Mothmen, not the Montauk.
Oh, in Fallout. That's in Fallout. The
Yeah.
Mothman.
It's in Fallout. Yeah. Right.
So, so we're going to have some disagreement on spicy rhetoric. Now, we all know James Lindsay is like, no spicy rhetoric. You can't be angry. He's a fucking Scientologist at this point. You just need to be able to sit there and not move, and everyone else can scream and react, but you have no reaction at all whatsoever. And this guy, whoever he is, comes on and he's like, no, fuck that. Let's toss out the memes that James Lindsay says we shouldn't toss out. So I don't know where they end up on this, but I just want to show people.
Well, I mean, you know, right? Like, you know, they're all individuals, mate, right? You know, not having James Lindsay tell me what to do, right? I'm an individual. I'm a free person, right?
They're so consistent. They're so consistent.
You must not make Isaiah the villain. The left is already doing that. So when an Isaiah puts out a meme about pushing communists out the helicopter, you on our side, stop the shushing. Stop the saying, you're making it worse. You're making it happen. You're making no, he's not. You are. So don't be the enemy of us too.
That he's literally saying no enemies to the center. I can't believe it.
None of them can push back on it. There's nothing they can say. They're crumbling so hard. So he's like, he literally says us, villain, and enemy.
but not only that, like they're drifting into collectivism. I can't believe it. I can't. I thought I could rely on them to all be individuals, right? Not collapse into this Maoist collectivism I've heard so much about. Oh, you watch me.
And so if you want, click on what James Lindsay said below the video.
Okay, wait, got a super chat from Chuck Steak. Oh, man.
Yeah. Hardy RR, baby.
I think I saw him in a porno movie once, Chuck Steak in Hard Meat, Part 2.
Was he behind the camera or was he fucking?
Oh, he was fucking, mate, right? It was that Chuck Steak, mate, right? New drinking game. Every time James Lindsay says woke right or dialectic, drink. I have actually been playing that drinking game on occasion. Very bad for your liver, right?
By myself. You guys do not want me to drink on stream, okay? I'm warning you now. This is what I sound like sober. Do you really think you can handle this ramped up? All right.
Sounds like you'd be very, very polite and generally sort of non-offensive, mate.
Oh yeah, and I don't interrupt anybody when I'm drunk.
Right. So from the Grandmaster himself. I have bad news for some of you anti-communist homies out there. Oh, he's a homies, mate. The helicopter rides thing refers to Augusto Pinochet, who was a fascist of the late 20th century type. Probably not the message you want to be sending, right? There you go.
So does he disavow what they're saying? So this is the issue. This is how you know there's a friend-enemy distinction, because they would be called woke right. If that was someone he didn't like, he would be calling them woke right, and then he would repost this.
Yeah.
But since they're on his side, he ignores it, which is fine, but it's a friend-enemy distinction.
Look at this shit. This guy replies, authoritarian, but perhaps not a fascist based on his economic model and US backing. And then Lindsay's like, oh, it's a bit complicated. Oh, is it now? Suddenly it's a bit complicated.
I can't debate. He backs off immediately.
I thought it was very simple, right? Everyone right to the left of you is woke left, right? Everyone to the right of you is woke right. Isn't that how it works, right? He's more like a neo-Franco, but for a Latin American context. And Franco was already like 3/4 fascist properly. Yes. What was the country that Pinochet ruled? Chile, was it, in South America? What is it that South America has a bit of a history of? Oh, yes. Violent communist revolutionaries, right? Like Che Guevara and fucking, I don't know, is Cuba technically South America? Fidel Castro. Who was the other bastard who was like always hanging out with Che Guevara? I think it was Castro.
Hanging out. Those butt buddies. Who was his butt buddy?
Yeah. Except, right, the really, really funny thing about fucking Che Guevara, right? Because all the commie fags, right, like love him now, right? If you actually look up what Che Guevara said about homosexuality, I think he was basically saying they should all be, put to death. He wasn't.
Dude, what if I had a shirt that was a Che Guevara shirt and it said Che Guevara was right, and then at the bottom about the gays? Think that would sell?
Bro.
Has anyone made that yet?
No, you're banned. You're banned. You're not allowed to say that, mate. Right? Like, that's part of the bits of history you're not allowed to talk about. I can't believe it. Right. Okay. So then we have.
So James Lindsay, I believe, reposted. No, do we have where he reposted? The guy's name was fucking Pinochet's. What is it?
I think it's
James Lindsay retweeted someone, and the guy's fucking name is Pinochet's helicopter tour. So now James Lindsay is also supporting people that he agrees with the pro Pinochet throw commies out of helicopters. So
I thought I had that lined up.
Not a problem. Everyone believes me. Everyone believes me. Nobody doesn't believe me.
Check it out, man. $10 from the ghost of Pinochet himself. He has risen. He has risen. Oh my God. For $10. Excuse me, as the official ghost of Pinochet, I take offense that he would take offense. I was just giving them free skydiving lessons as part of their state-sponsored benefits package. That's very kind of you.
Wow.
Pinochet's ghost.
Our first ghost fuck. That is historic on the fucking stream. How fucking did you do it so quickly? You people are fucking psychos. That's fucking incredible.
That's a terrible misrepresentation. I believe the ghost of Pinochet. Look, it's probably just part of their free swimming lessons and skydiving combined lesson, right? Yeah, you know what the commies are like. They're always twisting everything, right? And $5 from Deadpool Kid. Deadpool Kid, good to see you, man.
What a fucker.
What a fucker. Hey everyone, I want to wish everyone to be safe and stay well strapped and alert because I think we're at the threshold now. Yeah, brah. Like
I don't own a gun. I'm not much of a gun guy, okay? At this point, I'd like to just stay out of every situation that would ever require me to need a gun, which means I know which neighborhoods to go to. I know how to not be near dangerous situations because in virtually where I live in Massachusetts, you're going to jail. Like I don't even know when I can shoot somebody where I live. Yep. Like, okay, fellas, I really want an answer to this. If somebody is breaking into your car, should you be allowed to shoot them? Yes or no? What do we think?
Are you in the car at the time?
No, you're not in the car. They're breaking into your car.
So you come back to your car. There's someone breaking into your car. Are you allowed to use deadly force?
Yeah, and you go, hey, stop breaking into my car. Don't break into my car. And he's like, whatever, dude. You're not going to shoot me. I don't give a fuck. What are you really going to do? You have to just sit there, let him destroy your car, and possibly steal your car. You have to, even if you have a gun. So I just want to know when I'm using the gun. I guess a home invasion? I don't know.
I mean, that's a good question, man. I don't know. I mean, maybe I don't know. You would give them like a warning shot or something, and like,
can you do warning shots?
You know, right? Like,
you can't really do warning. See, we're getting yeses in the chat. That's what I want to hear. Now, if things were like that, I'm like, oh, well, get me a gun. Because as it stands right now, if someone just stands in front of my car, I can't run them over. I should be able to run them over if they're standing in front of my car. I had to just stay there I have no matter what, or I'm going to fucking prison if I move my car forward as they're standing in front of my car. I
think the law should be something along the lines of, right, you know, you need to tell them to move the fuck away from the car, right? Like, and then if they don't, then, you know, blam blam, right? I mean, I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. We got some $5 from Blytarga.
Oh my God, this guy! If you saw him, you wouldn't think he fucks. Okay, he doesn't look like he fucks. Don't ask me how I know, but he'll get in your fucking guts before you know it. Blytarga is one of the original Lindsayite friends that I can still talk to. He takes breaks from the internet. He's still a radical centrist, but he does have N-word status. This fucking guy, I got great stories about him. I have nothing but fucking good things to say about him. He's weathered the storm the entire time and never joined the collective Lindsayite cult.
Well, that's awesome. A bit complicated for me, but not for thee. So from James Lindsay. Yeah, exactly. I have family from Chile and Cuba. Can confirm the commie hellscape in both places. Yes, thank you very much, Blytarga. I mean, anyone who has like, you know, even just a cursory knowledge of history from that part of the world, right, like knows this to be true. But it's always good to have some reports from people on the ground. Thanks very much, mate. Right.
Okay, we can just go to Valk. Okay,
let's go to Valk. Right. Okay.
Is that what's next? So this is a producer at OAN. He says he's a producer at OAN. Okay, so actually, fuck. Okay, so you know, I'm over here posting. I'm grooving. You know, race seeing you, and then a person doesn't see race. You know, Mr. Stouty black man to Ukrainian white lady.
Hey man, it wasn't his fault, bro. He had like materials in his body, bro. Right? That was some other guy that did the stabbing, right?
Well, I mean,
vindicated yet again, basically.
This is a response to James Lindsay saying, "What is an American?" Okay, so I don't know if you want to just go back to
right. It's ugly, gross stuff. Oh, what is an American? It's ugly, gross stuff from the woke right. Obviously, is mostly a setup for the huge America 250 push coming next year. Oh, that's going to be awesome.
I love that he made up the woke right, or he didn't make it up. He just started pushing the woke right shit like 2 years ago, and everything is a woke right op. But the moos have been around. By the way, fellas who pay any money, I'm pretty sure you can put some moos in the chat. I'm pretty sure that should pop up for you. But the moves have been around for 2,500 years with many HR complaints from a lot of countries, to say the least. And nothing is an op. Nothing is planned from them. But the thing I just made a couple of years ago, everything's an op. It's bots. It's Pakistan. Like, you sound fucking crazy.
Okay, so is Lindsay now saying, right, that the 250th anniversary of America is like not MAGA, but woke right? Because I would have thought that celebrating the 250th anniversary of the founding of America was like about as fucking MAGA as it gets, right? Like,
James Lindsay is on his period every single fucking day, and you ask him where he wants to eat, and he tells you to fucking decide and doesn't like all the places you choose. That's his political philosophy in a nutshell.
We got another $5 from Big Time. Oh, mate.
Big Time.
He's everywhere, mate. Look at him go.
Give my perfectly pink little pucker a break, buddy, okay? I get it. You can fuck. My word.
Castle doctrine means you or someone in your family has to be in the car being threatened. But if no one is in the car, then it's car insurance. Okay.
This guy
thank you
knows
very
when
much.
to get shooty. He knows
Yeah,
when
yeah.
to get shooty. Very nice.
He knows when it's Glock o'clock, is what I'm saying, right? Okay, so Sam Valk replies to you. Do you want me to read this?
Yeah.
All right. Quote, we should fake victimhood because of our skin tone, because the crime I don't like happened in a place I don't live. Oh, yeah, way to like not read the room, you motherfucker, right?
He works at OAN. This guy is somehow on the right.
No crime remotely like that has ever happened anywhere else in America or England or Germany or France or like literally it's just an anomaly. It's like an alien fell from space, right? How is this any different from what you freaks accuse black people of doing?
So this is how you know somebody is about the woke right shit, because it has to be equal and opposite. It's just the exact same. They're just saying, and they can never explain it. And this person's fucking crazy. I'm not trying to get him fired. Get me his fucking job. This guy doesn't fucking do anything. Oh, I don't know. I hope they're not paying him. I hope he gives unbelievable head. I hope there's no actual exchange of fucking money, because I don't know how the fuck he works there with how weird and crazy this fucking guy is. He says you're a genocidal communist freak. Now, I believe you checked recently, and he said genocidal communist freak 9 times in the past 24 hours. He has called people this over 500 times this year already.
He is a big fan of the phrase genocidal communist.
Monster.
Just to give you like a bit of a taste, in the past 24 hours, he has literally tweeted the term genocidal communist 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times, right? He does seem to be very, very fond of that phrase.
And he comes on to my thread to start shit. And so I love this. So Benjamin Boyce is
Dark Boyce in the chat.
And it just says, I am going to fucking kill you. This is one of my favorite memes. It may be one of my favorite memes for a very long time, because Benjamin Boyce is very nice, very courteous. And we'll go to the Ben stuff after this. So
Christos has gifted a membership. Thank you very, very much, Christos.
Passing some fuck. You want someone to get slippery with it. All right. I see what you're doing. All right, that's what's up.
Man, this is a great meme.
It's ridiculous. It might as well be like the rubber ducky with the knife. It's the same effect. The man's a puppy dog.
Oh my god.
And so if you click on the comments, this guy starts acting like I'm making death threats to him. Okay. I don't know why it's being all fucky. Do you see how there's a comment there?
It's being weird.
Don't show that on screen. Don't show it. Scroll past it. Okay, you can show the bottom of it. You can show the mouth part of it. There we go. Okay. Let's not go too high on that, just in case. Anyway,
did he reply to this? Because I can't.
Go to his page. The guy says,
no. Look, check it out. There is a reply, but it's not being shown.
I know, and that's when he acted like I was like actually attacking him, and he went full fucking victim mode. But if you search his profile for woke right, go to his profile, and I want you to show how proud he is of his OAN producing efforts.
Let's have a look. Here we go.
Producer at OAN, and then he has our social media team did an amazing job putting my work together. Click on this fucking video.
Okay.
We're going to get to work immediately for the American people. And we're going to be doing a job that hopefully you will be so proud of your president.
Well, nobody questions the president's seriousness
That's
now,
his job.
having successfully fought 2 campaigns and winning
reads a
record
script.
numbers of votes for a Republican
No
in
music
all
bed.
3 of its runs for the highest office.
The production
In that Trump
team
Tower speech
put
on
this
this day
together.
1 decade ago, President Trump tapped into pain and hardship long suffered by an ignored
Couldn't you
American
get an
people,
intern to do this?
laying out exactly how he was able to spin something so
All right,
many
that's
didn't.
enough of him.
What the fuck is like?
He's so proud about the
do
work
that-
the whole team
Literally
did.
do something like that before breakfast.
That's what I'm saying.
God,
like,
mate, what, you need
I
a
hope you're not
team for
paying
that?
this guy. I hope you're not paying him.
Fucking crazy, man. Fucking
So-
crazy.
But if you search, he's all about the woke right stuff, equal and opposite. That's how you can tell immediately is they think whatever the right is doing, it's the same thing as the left with no institutional power and no violence.
So Ben Boyce, clearly watching last week's show, clipped this quote from me. One of the things I love about the woke right is that it's so incredibly diverse and inclusive, which it is. And then we just got this dude like right up in the replies, but of course, woke loves to bring people from all backgrounds together and seeing race as the primary lens through which all matters should be viewed and assessed. It ceaselessly celebrates diversity as its strength, right? Okay, yeah. And I'm just like, you don't seem to get the joke. And he's like, well, where, pray tell, is the joke? Wokeness, whether on the left or the right, has the same tells. Obsession with categorization by race, victim complex, scapegoating a particularly chosen race, the inability to tolerate humor about itself, lack of self-awareness, and profound belief in its own righteousness. And he's absolutely right, as is should be apparent. Neither Artie nor myself can take a joke at all, right? We are totally humorless fucks.
Oh my God, he keeps going.
Yep. And I'm like, I think the right tolerates
we gotta
humor.
get scooting. We gotta get scooting.
About itself quite well. It's much less brittle than the woke left. He's like, oh, I myself have been attacked on the basis of my skin color. So have I. So what now? Right? Like stop with your fucking. Like, yeah, I've been attacked. Everybody's been attacked by
this
now.
Feel like how the left made the internet not fun? You'll be posting something and they barge in to start fucking struggle sessioning you and like saying to you, well, this happens. Yeah, I know that happens. I don't know. Why are you talking to me right now? And why are you talking about what you're talking about right now? It's so confusing. It's weird. It's weird behavior. It's odd. It's this smelly kid in class where his mom dresses him. Like, you don't have to be so. Okay, here we go. Here we go.
So this is some other guy you've got a beef with.
Paul?
This is basically your beef list of the week.
I used to be cool with him in the Lindsayite circle. And this guy went to James Lindsay's conference. He went there. He posted about it. I'll spare you the details. So look at how cute and precious Benjamin Boyce is. Okay. So if you want to click on the Benjamin Boyce so we can see what it's a reference to. So James Lindsay said, we're not collectivists or idealists. Dork. So of course, James Lindsay. Now I want you to think about something. James Lindsay called Charlie Kirk his friend, and I'm not going to get mad right now. I'm going to save it for after this. Now, if Ben Boyce, who he actually has done, probably maybe 100 podcast episodes with, including videos, over 100 hours of discussion. And now, since Benjamin doesn't agree with him about the woke right, if Benjamin Boyce died tomorrow, James Lindsay would call Ben his friend.
Yeah.
Ben's actually closer to being his friend. That shit, him saying Charlie Kirk is his friend, is so fucking soulless.
No,
he was talking shit about TBUSA.
The joke of this, obviously, right, is James is using the term we, right? We is a collective noun, right? Like, it's just a joke, right?
Look at how fucking cute he is. I'm going to eat him up one day. I'm going to show up. I'm going to let him eat his breakfast first so he's nice and plump, and I'm just going to eat him up. That's how cute he is.
Okay.
Go back to Paul.
Go back to Paul.
So let's see what the Lindsay'ites are like.
Okay.
So, go ahead.
Who do you trust more to help save American liberty? American liberty! Conceptual James or this fucking douchebag below?
He called him a fucking douchebag. Now, I get this way. I wouldn't say it's protective. Nobody needs me to protect them. It's not protective. And I know that Ben handles these things in stride in his cool, calm demeanor. I really have an urge in me to go extra hard at someone that's picking on someone that will just be chill about it. I hate that. I hate that so much. It makes me want to go after him so fucking badly because I know Ben's just going to chill and do his thing. And his response is very, very chill and Benjamin Boyce, but it really fucking bothers me when people single out a person who's unbelievably nice, charitable, would love to have a conversation with James Lindsay and hash this whole fucking thing out. But no, James refuses to talk to him. And then for some reason, his followers call him a fucking douchebag and they're so hateful toward him and call him a fucking demon. I don't know, why do you suppose his followers, and he never tells them to not do that too, which is just like the left. Never disavow, just let your minions go and do your fucking dirty work. Oh, I'm getting mad.
Well, I think it's because he was on Millennial, right? Like he's actually been talking to people on the woke right. I can't believe it. I can't believe it, right? I mean, what I'm just confused about, right, is how someone who went to Evergreen, right, and literally wrote like the seminal documentary on like how that entire place descended into like a literal communist revolutionary shithole. How are they not a woke centrist? It's a mystery to me, man. I can't wrap my head around it, right? Like, for fuck's sake. Anyway,
Really, Paul? This amount of, so Ben says, really, Paul, this amount of emotion and defensiveness for a bit of snark aimed at America's savior. Right, America's, oh, he did it again! He did it again! He's being backhanded! And Paul says, really, go fuck yourself. And of course, Ben says, okay, hope your Monday shapes up to be a good one.
it's like that. You remember that meme, right, that they used to say, the lefties used to say, where they'd be like, so much for the tolerant left. So I guess we can retool that now to be like, so much for the tolerant center.
Dude, they are fucking vicious.
Yeah.
You have to retweet them and tag James and try to make an example out of Benjamin Boyce. And these people are fucking unhinged. I can't find a single sane one. You have found the, let's say, sanest one.
Yes. Okay, so you got this thing about Mikhail Olsen. But let's go on and talk about
Let's get into
Clint.
it.
Okay, so this is classical liberal, and I would like to say that my interactions with him have actually been pretty good, right? I disagree with his premise, but he has not been rude to me at all. In fact, I was like talking to him sort of in great detail back and forward for about the last couple of days, because that's how I roll, bros, right? But also because I'm one of those people, I don't really want to sort of like hard disagree with a position until I understand what that position is. I'm a bit of an autist like that, right? And he just seems like a bit of a boomer, basically, right? He's very, very into common sense realism. Okay, right, which is basically sort of his ordering principle, right? He basically believes that anything other than common sense realism, Scottish realism, as opposed to, which is Scottish liberalism, as opposed to French liberalism, is the way forward, right? And his basic opinion is that anything based upon sort of like the French branch of liberalism is in fact descended from like Hegel and Kant. And the sort of big thing that we sort of were, talking back and forward over was the concept of race or ethnos. Okay. Now, this, because of the way he talks, right, he tends to do this kind of like, just, assert a bit of a gish gallop, right? Like, oh, you haven't read this thing, right?
Oh my God, it's so cunty. And like, if you search his profile, he'll be like, haha, laughs and Horkheimer. Haha. It's just a way to dismiss. It's one of the most elite things you can attempt to do in a conversation with somebody.
There are a lot of dickheads on the internet, though. Like, like fair enough. But look, like what I was saying, right? In his defense, when I actually started sort of, discussing with him and, and trying to like legitimately understand, he did reply in good faith, and good on him, man. Like, I appreciate that. Clint, if you're listening, thank you very, very much for the conversation. I really appreciate it. I do disagree, but nonetheless, I appreciate you taking the time, mate. That's really, really nice of you. So basically, it took like a long time for me to like sort of get to the root of what he was saying, right? And what he was basically saying, right, is that although you can describe a race or a nation, right, as like a functional quality, right, like, the English, right, as soon as you take that race or people and imbue them with a sense of a common destiny, right, or some kind of like mythic purpose, right, that leads, I guess, inevitably to fascism, or, like it leads to bad things. You know what I mean, right? Because I was essentially arguing that, you need, you know, white people need to like, you know, understand like, you know, and just have sort of like, you know, group self-interest, right? I believe he would say that this is a sense of group rights. Clint, if I'm getting any of this wrong, I don't want to put words in your mouth. If I'm getting any of this wrong, please feel free to reply. I will be happy to correct. We did sort of go back and I mean, like, look at this, the length of these threads, right? But look, he took the time, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, super chat.
We got a super chat from the Flying Scudman. Good to see you, mate. For $5. Pinochet was a Zog CIA puppet. The unalive the neocon cop in your brain.
A jackhammer fuck out of left field over here. Okay, all right, buddy. Jesus.
So I cannot sort of like really do like this entire thread. It's long, right? Like look how
it's
long
meant to
this
be
is.
that way. It's like with the
Right.
leftist where they just do I used to call it the lefty steamroll, where it's like, aha, it's what James Lindsay does. Here's 5,000 words and read all of them. And then if you respond, I'm going to respond with 2 words.
Well, I mean, look, I read it all and I responded.
You
right?
asshole. Okay.
Well, you know, like I said, I was like, you know, interested. So, you know, his sort of central point is that the American nation is not defined by blood, ethnicity, or state power, but by a shared commitment to liberty, self-government, and moral duty, right? Now, again, right, this, I've got more of this, I've got too much more of this. But my point basically, right, was that, look, these concepts that you are throwing around, right? Liberty, self-government, moral duty, all these kinds of things, right? These are white Anglo concepts, right? Not to say that other sort of civilizations couldn't have them. I'm sure like the Japanese or the Chinese, possibly the Persians, like any high IQ, low time, like high time preference, which is the one where you plan for the future, low time preference culture, right? Could develop these things potentially, right? But it's not Adam Bin Smith, right? It's not like, you know, Jeremy Hong Chong Bentham, right? You know what I'm saying, right? It's not, you know, Thomas, like, you know, a Blum Locke. These are all Anglos. Every single fucking one of them. Every single fucking one of them, right? And the, you know, the Frenchies.
You want to know what it's like? It's whenever the left is like, why can't we have healthcare like the homogeneous nation of Denmark or Norway? Why can't we be like Switzerland? And it's like, are you fucking with me right now?
Yeah, exactly. And this led me essentially to the conclusion that all of this stuff really is basically just anti-racism in finer clothing, right? Is this idea that, you know, all people are the same everywhere. And just to give you an idea, yeah, this is from this guy, Visible Trouble, who, unlike classical liberal, was a massive dick. Thanks very much.
Finally, let me know when I can be mean.
Right. Yeah, this guy was a dick. But I'll just give you an idea, right, of what Scottish common sense realism is, right? All the Lindsayites, they're really, really into this, right? And they just sort of spout about it, but they don't really explain what it is, right? So here is Visible Trouble's blog. He didn't write it, of course. He just got a fucking LLM to like write it for him, which is like low effort in my opinion.
Isn't that kind of what Classical did with the episodes of his podcast?
Oh yeah, that's right. That was fucking crazy, man. Oh my god. Oh, maybe we'll play some of that. Like later.
I know. Yeah. I just have to say it. I just have to say it right now.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Instead of recording a conversation, Clint, instead of just recording his own voice or having a conversation with somebody, he had AI make 48-minute episodes of two robot people acting like they're having a conversation with each other. I don't know why. I don't know why he wouldn't just speak and do it himself. But it's not that these people are afraid to debate. They're not even having a fucking conversation, dude. It's fucking weird. And the content is not very good.
Okay, but what's weird and uncanny, right, is that he's clearly fed it into some audio thing that like generates podcasts that was like trained. No, it sounds good until you like listen to it closely, right? Because the AI will like it'll jump in and be like, oh, that's
Interesting.
right. Like
Hmm.
it's like the kind of vocal tone you would imagine for like a gardening show, but instead he's talking about like I want to say ontological terrorism, but I don't think it was that. I can't remember. It was just this incredibly like detailed and like sort of tortured take on like the fundamental precepts behind post-liberalism, right? So anyway, right, like okay, so here you go, boys. If you ever in an argument with the Lindsayites, right, and they start talking to you about Scottish common sense realism, and you're wondering what the fuck that is, well, here you go.
And if the F, A, and G keys are broken on your keyboard, and you have to respond to them, go ahead.
Right. So it is composed of the following ontological mechanisms, right? Of course. Direct realism. So this is from Thomas Reid, right? Reid posited that the world exists independently of our perceptions. We have direct access to external objects without any intermediary representations or ideas. Now, this is important, right? Because the idea that there is sort of like a filter between you and your experience of the world leads to things like moral relativism and this idea that like, a bunch of different people can look at like the same thing and get like different interpretations. Unfortunately, that is actually how it works, right? Like that's just, and look, if you doubt me on this, right? If that is not the case, then why do some people like big titties and some people like small titties, right? Because, the upshot of this is that, these external ideals, right? Things like beauty.
Real quick, I need this for clarification because this is a lot of like dense information. So I just need some clarification so I understand what you're saying. Are you a tit or an ass man?
I'm a bit of both, actually.
That's not an answer.
Well, it is an answer.
No, it isn't.
It
Tit
is.
or ass, fellows in the chat. Now, I'm going to be in the minority here. I am a tits man. I can do no ass with awesome tits. Not a lot of guys can do that.
I'm 50-50 on that, right? But I don't
you
like.
have to choose one or the other.
Well, then if you force me at gunpoint, I'd probably say tits.
Wow.
I'm a card-carrying member of
the.
Okay. I'm a member of the Itty Bitty Titty Appreciation Committee. You know what I mean, right?
Hey, I know how to turn an A into a B by mashing it with the palm of my hand up to the chin. Okay, I know. I use every part of the animal. I'm not discriminating. Okay? I'm just saying in general.
Is it true that every woman contains enough titty to like tan the entire hide? Isn't that like what the Indians say? With
my sumo palm strike, yes, it is. Oh, I'm sorry. Was that distracting from what you were talking about? Please continue.
No. It's fine, right? So the point that Clint was making to me, again, I don't have the actual thread, was that these ideas, like certain ideas like beauty and truth and no, exist sort of independently, right? Like this is kind of like a bit like Plato. You know what I mean, right? The problem is that that's just clearly not the case, right? Although you can take like a sort of wide view of beauty or art and say, brutalism versus Baroque, what every person finds beautiful does change, right? So this idea of this like hard objectivism is clearly bullshit, right? Mm-hmm. The existence of external objects possess qualities and exist as substances independent of the mind. These qualities are directly perceived through our senses. Again, this is like sort of fighting back at the sort of like, your truth, my truth, all this kind of other shit. And the mind and faculties, the mind consists of innate faculties, perception, memory, reason, that interact reliably with the external world. Now, this is a very white thing to say. I'm sorry, right? But like maybe in Scotland, right? You like look around and everyone's acting like that. Go to Haiti. And see like
that's hilarious because this is Scottish, right? Yeah.
Yeah, this is all like 18th century Scotland.
I wonder how he developed these ideas that all people were like this.
Oh, well, he went to Haiti and Pakistan, right? And like looked around and was like, it's so fucking retarded, right? So, common sense principles, they like to use this phrase a lot as well. Certain truths are self-evident and form the foundation of all knowledge, the existence of the external world, other minds, and causal relationships. The thing is,
I love how it's self-evident, where he's like, do I really have to explain this to your monkey brain? It's self-evident, okay? How do do we have this guy's views on race at all? Is there any text on that?
I don't know. My understanding is that if he's like this, he's basically one of these like liberal anti-racists, right? Now, I want to really push back on this idea of other minds, right? Because one of the sort of standout features of certain people with low IQ and say low time preference, high time preference, they don't care about the future, is that they are unable to model the concept of other minds, right? That's when Demarcus Deshaundius, right, is asked in the courtroom, right, like, when you killed that dude's child, how do you think he felt? He just shrugs and is like, I don't know, right? Because he doesn't know, because he has no theory of mind, right? And this gets at the crux of what I am saying, right? All of this shit is like 100, 110 plus IQ Anglo shit, right? You're not getting any of this in Haiti or Somalia or Guinea-Bissau or, right? Like, and
what about in the Papua New Guinea tribe where they jerk off and come on 13-year-olds' faces? What about that one?
Mate, there's some shit I can tell you about Papua New Guinea that would probably get the stream banned. Like, my God, right?
We like to go right up to the line here, okay?
Dude, you look up like the word savage, right? By the way, this is a word I think we should bring back, savage, right? Because in the 1800s, right, what that meant, right, was like those tribes from darkest Africa or like the jungles of Asia, right, that have no civilization, that roam in packs, killing indiscriminately, right, that practice barbarous forms of genital mutilation, like subcision. This is before the whole transgender thing, obviously. Right? Just where they're sort of one of their like favorite pastimes is, how do I put this delicately? Struggle, snuggle with people under a certain age. You know what I mean, right?
Pygmies. You mean a certain height? You mean pygmies? Like adult pygmies?
No,
not that. Okay,
not that. No.
I'm having some a tough time figuring out what do you mean? Like what's
just like
we all have to reproduce, don't we?
Like Epstein, but a lot more sort of
darker. Epstein,
barbarous,
but he's been left out in the sun a lot longer.
Okay,
anyway.
so trust in our cognitive faculties, our senses and cognitive faculties are inherently reliable. Doubting them leads to impractical skepticism. Again, right? Why don't you go to Port-au-Prince and talk to a Haitian Ongan, right? Like about their beliefs in voodoo, right? And when they crack open your fucking skull, looking for the gold nuggets left there by like their demon of choice, right? Why don't I just can't get these. They're so fucking closeted, right?
This is where it feels like talking to a leftist, because when I say, when they say like Denmark, I'm just like, well, yeah, I mean, it's ethnically homogenous. On top of that, it's like white homogenous, and that's like the West. Like, yeah, they're taking care of their own people, so that's easy to do. It's like a subset of National Socialism in that regard. Like, yes, you're taking care of your own people, and then they never have an answer to that.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's very woke. Taking care of your own people is very woke, right? Don't you know, right? Like, you should take care of everybody.
I do not want to be woke, right? Put me in a black neighborhood immediately. I'll prove to you guys that I'm not racist at all. Put me in a black neighborhood. I'll go outside. I'll shake hands with them. I'll ask for, oh my God, there's a bunch of holes in me. What happened? What's going on
here? Rejection of skepticism. Reid argued against the skepticism of philosophers like Hume, asserting that common sense assures us of the basic reliability of our perceptions. Okay, so this philosophical skepticism is this whole school of how can we rely upon our sense impressions of the world? And this became sort of very, very much abused by people like Descartes and stuff like that. Typical kind of someone makes sort of basically like a decent point. And then someone's like, well, hey, what if we took that point and just like literally ran into the sun with it, right? And then tried to base an entire like society on it. And like, oh my God, why is everything on fire, right? Generalizing from particular observations to universal principles justified by common sense. Again, common sense is culturally and racially dependent, right? It is common sense in parts of Nigeria, right, that if you have, you know, a struggle snuggle, right, with a person, you know, who has never known the touch of a man, right, it'll cure your HIV, right?
It's even really think about this for a second. They speak over 500 languages in Nigeria.
Yeah.
At no point were they like, we should speak the same fucking language, dude. How stupid.
Not only that, right? They are just intensely tribal, right? I knew this guy from Kenya when I was at university, right? And he wanted to be a politician, right? And because the thing about African politics is it's all just intensely tribal, right? The Westerners came in and they draw these lines on a map, right? But fundamentally, right, what really matters in Africa is the tribes, right? So whether you're like the Ibwe or the I forget the name of the Kenyan tribes, right? So if the candidate is like Ibwe, all the Ibwe will vote for him, right? Because when that guy gets into office, he will do stuff that is good for the Ibwe, right? And it's intensely tribal. So this guy, right, he wanted to like bring like sort of a Western style democracy to Kenya and try and like sort of, you know, develop Kenya as like a nation and, you know, politics for everyone, right?
Yeah.
He had to like flee the country because they were going to assassinate him, right? So it's not that is fucking Africa, right? And then finally, we have the real meat and two veg of this, right? Applying universal principles to specific cases through logical reasoning, right? Again, these principles are not universal, right? And these people, they love to talk about universal morality. There is no such thing as a universal morality, right? And I'm not doing this leftist thing, right? Because I'm not saying that all cultures are inherently equal. They are not. Some cultures are better than others. And you know how you can fucking tell? Some of them produce actual fucking societies, and some of them produce like, you know, that like dirt patties, right? And like, you know, right? So the left position is like, oh,
They're putting
like,
the dirt on top of even more dirt, and it's covered in filth. That was like 16 years ago, back when you could say that. I think we have a couple of super chats.
We do. Evil Author 1776. Good to see you, man. For $2. Head on a swivel during these trying times.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
indeed.
I don't need a gun when I can just run. Okay, I can't defend myself. I'm not allowed to fucking defend myself here.
And an Ardent Party. Good to see you, man. He did a really, really cool rant on Canadian. What was it? They've got like one of those like stupid like anti-white holiday like weeks, Truth and Reconciliation Week or some shit.
Yeah.
Pretty good. I would recommend. Fandom
man.
Friday, 9 Eastern. Ardent plays on Rumble. Go check it out, bros. He's a good lad. Is Ardent. Right. Okay. Right. So enough of that. Fucking.
All right. Okay. We get it.
Right. So are we even going to like do the clean interview or the Michaela Olsen interview? We skipped over those like entirely. We've just been like doing Twitter threads.
Well, I mean, you were reading that, but I mean, I can bang out the Michaela Olsen real quick.
Well, wait. Do we want to like just, you know, do this visible trouble thing?
Yeah. Do you want to show his posts first, because they don't know necessarily who he is?
That's a good point. That is a very, very good point. Where is he? Oh, yes. Okay. So the Lindsayite faction is fracturing.
Oh my God, right?
Is spreading, right? I can't believe it, right? Who would have thought a bunch of people who deny any kind of collectivism would be vulnerable to like splintering and infighting? I just can't wrap my head around it.
Only
right?
James Lindsay. Well, this is the thing. People are actually at very heightened emotions right now with Charlie Kirk. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people heard about it at first, and it really is carrying over the course of days of needing direction and thinking like, when does this end? What do we do and whatnot? So it is scrambling their brains. They're usually like a hive mind and they're all on board, but now they're actually feeling emotions, like not like Scientologists, but like human beings. And it's causing them to, when people have emotions, disagree. And it's okay.
I'm surprised Lindsay hasn't called this an op yet, actually. I would have thought he would have come out and been like, oh, it's an op. They're raising the temperature. This is cultural warfare or, blah, 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 blah. But I haven't seen him do that, right? Weird. Anyway.
I love that when you do the narration too, you go with American man to do your narration. So since my voice can't get that low, we have to convert my American You have to convert my American accent into British back into American to have a lower accent. I can't just have a low voice.
You can't do low voice. So Lindsay does this really, really long thing. Fuck it. And Invisible Trouble's like, stop with the metaphors. You're just going to give people understanding they can't make meaning with.
He knows.
He knows, right? He's got access to the secret knowledge that all of you filthy plebs, right, can't access, right? Like, so many of these people are against like Gnosticism, but they're like, oh, I'm a secret knowledge. Well, explain it then, right? If it's not secret knowledge, right, then explain it. Oh, I can't, you haven't read like a bajillion.
They won't get
exactly
it.
The same shit
James,
the left said.
They're not going to understand. We need someone like, and then James is like, listen, dude, no one else can do it but me. I'm the gatekeeper over here, all right?
That's right. You grease that skid and people go, no.
Grease that skid? What the fuck does that mean? Grease that skid? Where's this guy from? It's weird. It's just a weird way to say something. And he's like, and people know. So is he saying that they're Gnostic? What does he think he's saying? I don't think he knows what he thinks he's saying. Because when you ask him a fucking question, he starts spurging very hard.
Yeah, the meaning that falls out of gnosis is batshit or bullshit. They need the mechanics. Yeah, but you're not very good at demonstrating the mechanics, are you? Senor Trouble.
Guys,
right?
guys. Get ready for what James Lindsay says. For one of the most, and I cover a lot of psychological projections on the channel from the left and from James Lindsay. This could be, like, I need him to say this out loud into the mirror and see if it has any effect on him. To say, could this possibly apply to me?
The reason you can't get any traction despite
Read
having
it
a fair
slow.
amount
No,
of important
put it in slow. Put it in slow. Read it nice and slow.
The reason you can't get any traction despite having a fair amount of important and good information is that you're an asshole about it, James. That's
right, dude.
That's you.
As soon as somebody disagrees with him, he says something that is just. You'd have actual friends. You'd be invited places, James. It would solve so many of your fucking problems.
You could go on debate podcasts, right? Like, you'd get like views back and stuff. Like, oh God, you don't have to be such an asshole, mate, right? You like, just laugh, like, just for once in your goddamn life. So
hold on. Read what's next.
Okay. It's because I'm an idiot about it and want to inform rather than do the thing. I don't have the desire nor the stature to get traction. I don't want it. I'm done trying to save the world. I want to disclose it, give it to smarter people, and move on so I can afford to eat. But I can't seem to do that either. Oh, dude.
Oh my God, dude. Take care of yourself, buddy. For the love of God. This guy, I just know so much I can't feed myself. Like, okay, how much do you really know if you're having trouble feeding yourself? You really should apply this knowledge.
Also, what's smarter people, right? Because every single time I see you interacting with like practically anyone else, right? Everybody is like stupider than you, right? Like
he's not trying to inform. Because if I was trying to inform someone, and I guess I do this sometimes, I meet them where they're at before I start trying to I have to know what their base level of knowledge is, and then if they're engaging genuinely, I'd want to gain their interest first, and then see where they are, and then I would explain it to them, and it would be like a back and forth. You don't just info dump on someone that's not trying to inform anybody. No one's reading all that, you fucking weirdo.
And just to give you an idea, this is the kind of interaction that I have with this guy. This is pretty much the sort of summary, right? So we're arguing over whether a nation is a collective, right? You actually started this thread, Artie. A nation is a collective by definition. Like what? It's a collective noun, right?
Oh my god.
Like what? What is it's like in what a nation of one? Is it a nation of individuals? Are you fucking kidding? A nation of individuals, right? Like when they wrote the Declaration of Independence, what they listed the name of every single American. Like just for fuck's sake.
I can remember now. I forgot all about this conversation, and I remember being like, we need to talk about these fucking people. I'm so triggered right now. Okay, go ahead.
There is a middle ground between individualist libertarian and CCP brainwashing, It seems like you are defining all collective action as non-consensual and dangerous, right? Now, just listen to this. Okay, I think that was a relatively clear tweet, right? Chat, you can judge me, right? That you didn't need any special knowledge to get that, right? And this is the reply. This is the scam. It's dialectical pigeonholing.
Doesn't this sound like a fucking schizophrenic thinking the radio's on in the fucking next room, dude? It sounds fucking crazy. Everything's a scam. Everything's an op.
Yeah. The only reason we have to view nation as a collective is so we can pit it against the individual, so we can move to the ism thing. What the fuck are you talking about? This is specious bullshit. And the very reason we should not engage in this debate, it's not a debate. It's dialectics. Bitch, are you accusing me of being a dialectician? Fuck off, right? I know what fucking dialectics are. I loathe dialectics. I do not engage in dialectics, right? Don't come at that fucking shit with, you don't even know what a dialectic. Yes, I do. I do know what it is, and I absolutely repudiate. I don't talk like that. You can fuck off.
Instead of saying it's the government, like a paranoid person, they're just terrified that there's dialectics around every corner. I know what you're trying to do. I'm just trying to talk to you. You're talking to me. You start talking to me first, and I start talking back to you, and now I feel like I'm on the side of the road with a crazy homeless person going, fuck, I shouldn't have talked to him. I'm letting them into my soul right now. Fuck, I need to get away from them as soon as possible. This fucking guy's crazy.
It is the intentional.
Did we have a super chat?
Oh, yes, we do. What do we got? Evil Author 1776. So much fake and dubious heterosexual.
Yes.
Yes, indeed.
Why the fucker?
It's the intentional pigeonholing of understanding to set up thesis antithesis in order to synthesize a new understanding. Bitch, I have read Hegel, right? Like he just talks to everyone like this, right? Like right? Like
he's informing you.
Have you
want to be
even
informed?
been there? But he's not informing. He's not informing at all, right? Like it is epistemic vandalism, nothing more. To enter into it as a debate.
No, hold on. This is what they do. Like they speak in gypsy curses. James Lindsay, they love doing this with over the target. And they're like, over the target. Like, what do you mean? You don't get it, do you? What's over the target?
Yeah.
And they have no explanation. So it's like epistemic vandalism. And he fucking almost came. He's jerking off when he says this. He goes, epistemic vandalism. Oh, yeah, epistemic vandalism. Like, what is the purpose of that? And what does that mean? This is the ramblings of a homeless, crazy person. What are you stealing? You're stealing something from him now. Are you talking? Because I can't hear you. I think, yo, shit, we got a super chat. Let me just space this out. Hurt Chain, 5 Canadian dollars, mate. See, I can fill in for him. Quite a fucker. My nation of myself, the individual. I hereby declare everyone in my nation gets a state-funded unicorn. Unicorn or a hurt chain, right? Right, dude.
Okay, I'm back. I think my mic
the nation of individual.
A state-funded unicorn. That sounds cool, man. That sounds very, very cool. I support that. I got to say, man, I think epistemic vandalism would be an excellent name for like a 90s punk band, though. Don't you reckon?
Yes. It sounds cool. Yeah, for an amorphous aesthetic. Yeah, I'd write that on my notebook in 6th grade. That's the use of that. What the fuck am I going to do with it now?
To enter into it as a debate is to miss the fact that the whole goal is to alienate people so they can be picked off and put into this team or that team, right? So you're not even going to engage in the debate.
He only gives you 2 options.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds a little dialectical.
I know,
right?
but like, I really didn't want to call them centrists, but they're always like the enlightened centrists.
Yeah,
like
literally.
They're above everything with their centrism. It really is the crux of it.
charitable liberals and those seeking a resolution are going to be forced to concede. And now we have a new understanding that progresses the dialectic. To not understand the game is to get owned by it.
Yeah, this is the he writing he's trying to finish his novel right now. He's writing a novel. He's like 400 pages in. He's like, I almost have this. I almost have this this ending right now. He's really trying to end on a strong note.
It's just like I'm not going to talk to you, right? I'm not even going to engage because I'm a dialectic. And I'm just like, it's not a dialectic. I'm not using dialectical reasoning here. There is no thesis and antithesis. A nation is a collective. It is bound by collective bonds of language, culture, ethnicity, and borders. Chat, right? Like, back me up here, right? Like, there's nothing vague or dialectic about that statement. That is literally the definition.
I'm sorry, I stepped away for a second. Are you explaining this to this guy or to a 6-year-old? Like,
I mean, is there
you end up being condescending because you're explaining something. You're like, okay, well, we can ignore literally everything you just said. Can we go back to nation as a fucking collective?
It could be a collective that prioritizes individual actions, such as the US, or one that prioritizes the interests of the Volk over the individual, such as China, but they are both collectives. And then he just gives me a fucking, big,
This is what they do. This is what
Gallagher.
somebody does when they believe in Marxism. They go, boom. And it's like, okay, you didn't even type that. You sent me a picture of words. Is there a source, a site? Like, what do you think this means? They're like, hey, it's a picture of words. It's gotta be legit. That's all that says to me.
Dude, Hurt Chain is like, I the people.
It's so simple. It really is.
I the people do declare on this small patch of land that I have called America.
And then when you make fun of them like that, they're like, you fucking asshole. You fucking douchebag. You're a demon. That's the kind of viciousness they have. It's fucking antisocial as fuck. It doesn't seem like they know how to talk to anybody outside of their friend group. It's what it seems like.
So then he basically says there's two kinds of collectives. There's the definitional one, right? A collection of potatoes. And then there's the mythic, poetic, metaphorical extensions to which he quotes Durkheim, the Marxist, and the Romantics, right? There was shit before Durkheim. When the fuck was Durkheim around, right? What about the ancient Greeks?
So would you like to break this up with a video of Mikhail Olsen? Because
sure. Let me just quickly share this.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. So this fucking Spurg over here, Fist sends me this. And he's like, dude, here, look at. He has one video in his YouTube channel, and I look at this, and it's completely silent, and I'm like, who gives a fuck? And then he understands. This is one of your most beautiful autistic traits, that you could see this and you're like, oh, look at that. Look at that. It's like I had a diamond in front of me and I didn't know what the fucking diamond looked like.
Yeah, because unless you're a total autistic spurg, right, you wouldn't really know what this is, right? But what this is basically is a restating of, I think it's Robert Flood in the background, the Enneagram. This is all this just weird sort of back in I think it was the 1700s, plus or minus a century or something like that, right? You had all these weird Christian mystics, right, who did this big thing of trying to fit everything in the universe into these weird sort of systems. You know what I mean, right?
Can we agree that if we put James Lindsay's face in the middle, it would just look like me making fun of James Lindsay? This is how fucking psychotic it looks. It would look like we really should. Oh, that would piss him off too.
Yeah, that'd be legit, fucking hilarious, right? And it's just literally every single thing is in the system. It's almost like a totalizing system.
Yeah,
you might say
everything has to be put in a box, and that's why when you're engaging with him, he's immediately, just like a leftist, trying to put you and conform you into his view of reality. And you're like, dipshit, this feels familiar. Isn't this what you guys study? Do you not realize you're fucking doing it? It's so weird. It's so fucking... It's like talking to someone, and you look away and you look back and they're a zombie. And you're like, oh, this is just a person a minute ago. Now they're a zombie.
I mean, this screams to me of too much methamphetamine, personally. Right?
Hey, don't talk about Michigan like that, or whatever his name is, who bangs out the meme that we showed earlier with the James Lindsay's fucking dickhead on it. That dude's memes are so fucking high level.
No, I'm talking about Mishikat. I mean, like methamphetamine.
No, I know. I'm like, hey, that guy probably does some meth too with the memes he pumps out. Okay.
No, but it's just sort of like autistic labeling, right? Like, you know, it's like you've got like a mind
He's
shelf.
making
I'm like,
fun of it. This guy's unironically figuring out the stars in the sky.
it's fucking insane. Right. So Michaela Olsen, right. Let's go to that
So,
instead. Right. Break this up. Right. Enough of that bullshit.
There has been, hold on. First, there's on X, there's been a couple of people, 2 Lindsayites, that have challenged me to a debate or discussed debating. Michaela Olsen is one of them. Okay.
Here we go.
And so he's like, fucking debate me. And then he acted like I ran away from the debate when I then went on his thread on his page, and I was like, yeah, so we debate at Sunday. Does that work for you? I'm still going to debate. As he was saying I was running away from debating him, this is what they do. They act all big and bad like you're not going to debate. Then when you say yes, they find any reason to not debate at all whatsoever. So I said to him, I says, you're challenging me to a debate. Give me the debate topic, then give me a date and time. There's plenty of successful content creators that use an avatar. They sound like the left that wants you to have a license to fucking use the internet. They need to know who you are. They need to see your face. So I'm like, dude, stop obfuscating. It's like, let's debate. That debate never happens. He ends up blocking me and then doing this like 200-word shit talk about me because he then goes through my account and posts my spicy tweets and calls me a fucking racist. This guy's a conservative Protestant, according to him. Okay.
Oh no, he called you a racist, Artie. Oh no, mate. You better like, you know, just pack up your ball and your stick and go home, mate. Right? You've been called the magic word, right? Like, you know, how can you go on, dude?
I'm not kidding. I was so mad. This got me so mad that I know where he lives and I know what his phone number is. That's how mad it got me. Because I hate people. I can do that. I can say that all I want. I have your address and phone number too. That means nothing. But I hate it when people are like, of course you're courageous to show your face and your name. You don't fucking say anything that really goes against the grain. Now do you? That shit really just genuinely pisses me off where it's like, yeah, you can. I used to show my face and say my name, and then I realized this is just ammo for other people. And like Antifa has been covering their faces since 2017. It's like, what do I get by showing my face? What do I get? Actually, you know what? That's what I should do. I should be insecure enough where I let that guy make me do a face reveal. Then I'd be a real man. Letting fucking Michael Olsen make me do a face reveal to go, oh, you think I'm a pussy? I'm going to try and prove myself to you. That shit fucking pisses me off, man. The argument.
Yeah, man.
Can you fucking debate or not, bro? Okay? And it's not like I'm doing like, I don't know, sketchy anon shit. Just like, whenever someone says that, I'm like, okay, well, I know your face and I know your name and I know where you live, you asshole. You want to talk tough, you idiot. This is what people can do to you if you piss off the wrong person. Oh, that made me mad. So, we can, oh, yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. We can start this at like, just start from here. The beginning of this is about Charlie Kirk. Okay.
Apparently he's got like a whole chart on how like groypers are like queers, like queer. Someone's gonna Olsen, or wait, or is it Visible Trouble? One of the two. I think it's Visible Trouble they're talking about. Okay, right.
Yeah,
so you want
to? While this is playing, I'll be able to tell you when to stop it.
Okay, just start from the beginning.
Yeah.
It says they say in September. They don't say what day.
All right. We're live. Hopefully people can hear and see us if they're watching this, or, you know, when people tune in. There we go. It's on Twitter. I'm checking Twitter right now to make sure it's running. We're good.
Right.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, it's good to have you back, Courtney. There's been a lot that's
Pause it real quick
over the last.
He's saying it's good to have you back. They just talked 2 days ago on her channel, except he introduced the show and he was interviewing her like it was his show, but they posted it on her channel and not his channel. It's weird. Then 2 days later, they're on his channel talking about Charlie Kirk. Okay, this woman.
Listen, man, I'd be worried. This guy does have 460 subscribers. Right? You sure you want to be like messing with a YouTuber of like such a huge caliber, right? You best be careful, man. Him and his 460 subscribers are going to be coming for you, mate.
I must have no idea what I'm talking about or what I'm doing with a channel that's growing and whatnot, and people are listening to me. I must have no idea. But this is what they do. They live in their very insular world. It's just the same thing as a leftist. But this woman is nice, but a cunt. Okay, fellas, hear me out. Okay, she's nice. She's sweet. Okay, but they are soulless husks. So you guys have heard how we've talked about Charlie Kirk and whatnot for a little bit. Let's hear how they talk about it and see if they sound like a corporate CNN analysts about it. Okay, they're on the right,
especially I don't know, a week or two, especially with this Charlie Kirk thing. There was a Ukrainian woman before that. There's been a lot of interesting responses. What are your thoughts as far as the direction that you think the right is going in response to this? What you're seeing online? Take the floor.
Full screen it.
Yeah. Well, I think it would be great if cooler heads would prevail. I think we're seeing a lot of reaction, which is kind of typically what happens with these sort. I think that's I have a hard time believing all these things are organic. So that's might seem but I think that if they're not, that's the intention, right? And if they are organic, then it's they want they're going to use that, right? Never let a crisis go to waste.
We are to believe that there's no organic reaction to the world seeing that gruesome murder. Do they have a soul? That's the first thing you say. It's like, I don't know if it's organic. It's like, are you an alien or a robot?
Oh, it's an op, mate. Right? Like everything's an op. Like, I mean, this is
delusional.
This is the weird thing about these people. They're like the J-Spurgs, but just like from a different angle, right? Like, everything's like China or Qatar or something, right? It's like,
but they don't have a lineage of thought behind it. The J-Spurgs have a lineage of thought behind what they're saying. They're just trying to like do an Uno reverse on the moves and like, okay, guys, can you just do what they say about us, but just say no you? And they don't have anything after no you. But like the guy, it's no emotion in their voice, nothing. Okay. And this like was quite quickly after it happened.
So, but unfortunately, I'm seeing both sides really react. I think that's exactly what the powers that shouldn't be would love, nothing more than, because I think they would love to see some sort of civil war, balkanization, if nothing else, just division, people fighting. And with Charlie and with this Ukrainian woman, there's many issues which people are polarized on.
Absolutely,
we're very much.
You do not talk about Charlie Kirk. I'll give you one warning, lady. In the same conversation as that Ukrainian woman, those are two separate conversations. It's not like, yeah, it's another body, Yeah, another one down. I don't know if it's organic. She's the way she's talking about this is how she would just talk about anything. There's nothing like out of the ordinary to them.
Can I just say as well, right? Like Lindsay loves to bang on about this, right? That like balkanization would be like the worst thing to like ever happen. I mean, would it? Right? Like isn't informal balkanization like already a thing? Right? Isn't that why like there's no whites in Memphis or right? Like there's already like sort of a sort of de facto balkanization like happening. It's happening in the UK. As well, right?
The fucking issue, we want to coexist. They don't want to coexist. James, nice cunt. Sid from Ice Age. They don't want to fucking coexist with us. That is the issue. This is what it has come to. This is not who we are. It's what we became. We tried playing by the rules that they set. It doesn't work. They don't want to live around us. And that's what's getting like, that's what raises the meter, where no matter what happens, this lady's still going to be like, you know, Ukrainian lady, Charlie Kirk, like, people just got to calm down. How many bodies? What's the threshold? We need to start asking them, what is the threshold? What if 1,000 right-wingers got murdered on the same day?
Adi, you're asking the wrong question, right? The proper question to ask, right, is what were the political orientation of the bodies, right? Because just the death of just one leftist, right, is a tragedy, right? But, you know, if it was like 1,000 right-wingers,
that's a statistic.
Like,
that's a statistic.
Triggered. So, yeah, it's tough times.
It's weird because, like, on one hand, I understand the reaction against the left, especially with the Charlie Kirk situation, right? I understand the anger. I understand the frustration, especially from people who knew him directly. Totally get that. It's a horrible thing that happened. But what you're seeing is not just reaction against the left in a traditionally conservative or Christian manner as how we've dealt with things in the past. What you're seeing is a complete mirroring almost of what BLM did 4 or 5 years ago, where they're outright calling for violence in the streets.
A mirror? Is it really fucking... Oh my God.
Don't you know, mate? Like, Boston got like burned down, bro, right? Like a bunch of like whites like held like a prayer vigil, right? And then like chimped out and like looted and burned the entire place. Oh no, wait, they didn't. Like,
wasn't there thousands of people with their arms wrapped around each other silently praying on a fucking college campus for Charlie Kirk? It's like, but this is why you have to be right wing. This is what happens when you're still afraid of the term right wing. You're still afraid of the term racism. You're still afraid of the term anti-Semitism. They still have their hooks in you, and he's just doing the bidding of the left. It's the exact same thing. Doesn't the left always say that? They try and do it with Paul Pelosi all the time. Oh, you want us to care about Charlie Kirk's death? What about Paul Pelosi? It's like, do you think those are the same thing? Yeah, we do. Just like this fucking retard thinks that a bunch of people saying stuff online is the same thing as the BLM riots. I'm gonna fucking explode. Oh my God.
So wait, so are these two, are they Lindsayites? Are they like lefties?
No, they're Lindsayyites. They're woke. They talk about the woke right. They're full on. No one do anything. Nobody. What is their prescription? They're deconstructionists. This is why you have to be right wing. Now, there is deconstructionism on the right. I've heard Academic Agent do it, but it's with purpose. It's to make a prescription after you've deconstructed something. Right-wing deconstructionism is, this is the building blocks of it all, and then here's a prescription of what could be in place of it. I only hear that on the right. Everything else is just tear it down, deconstruct it. All they do is deconstruct things and criticize. They just criticize. Okay, guys, so what should we do? I'll go with the same system. The same system that you guys admit has been infiltrated by communists? Yeah. Well, we should put better people there. Should we get power to do that? No. Whoa. Sorry, I'm allergic to power. No. We can't put fucking power in there. It just gets done. It's the underpants gnomes. And the lack of political will and, as Trump said, political savviness from these people that is really starting to drive people fucking mad, especially when they create this woke right thing, and then that's antagonization. When Netanyahu said woke right, that was just to make us be anti-Semitic. What else would it be? What other function did it fucking serve, dude? Why else? It means nothing.
I had one post in particular where there's like, I think.
Wait, we got a super chat. Big time again.
Big time.
Big time around.
Jesus Christ, mate.
The asinine part is when MPs in the UK start unaliving in Minecraft everyone on the left. Everyone on the left will say, see, even though we've been letting Pakistan
SA
our kids for 40 years, they really are way cis and right.
They're cis. That was One of the
Oh my
most
God.
gratuitous uses of the word "cis" I've ever heard. But nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with it whatsoever.
Yeah.
Yeah, imagine
I mean-
that. Imagine Pakistanis essaying your kids for 40 years, and they're like, "Oh, you're acting very cis right now."
Yeah. You see, like we told you they were violent, right? Like, you know. Oh God. Yeah. You're right. Okay.
There's up to about 1,000 comments now of angry people because I said, "Hey guys, let's cool it on the vengeance and bloodlust and because we're just playing into what the left wants at that point."
Nerd,
And there's
you
a lot of angry
fucking
people that are like,
dork.
"No, now's the time for vengeance."
Hey, fellas, can we cool it? And of course, he's not antagonistic at all, right? He's not antagonistic at all. He's like, "Hey, fellas, maybe we just dial down the rhetoric a little bit, please. Come on, can we do
Right,
that?"
but there has not been any actual violence. Like the worst thing I've seen is like, I mean, some dude got like a bit of a kicking in Idaho because everyone was having a vigil for Charlie Kirk, and this dude who turned out to be like the chapter head of like BLM, white, of course, or chosen, of course, right?
Yeah.
Rides a bike into the middle of the vigil and starts like shouting like obscenities, right?
And they're
people,
used to getting away with that because we usually aren't allowed to do anything about it.
yeah,
It's asymmetrical cold warfare.
yeah, exactly. And so, like, look, they just dragged him off the bike. A few people gave him like a light kicking, right? Like nothing, like, and then, the cops got him and helped him up and he walked away, right? So it's not
Yeah, but he's not even invoking that. He doesn't even know that happened, or else he would have fucking like said it. He's just saying in general, man. Look, in general, shouldn't say bad things. I wonder how Isaiah's going to rectify that. They're not going to. They just ignore it. They have no limiting principles. But guys, can we cool it down? Okay, how many until maybe you change your mind about cooling it down? How many? And prominent ones as well. How until you go back and you're like, okay, now we don't have to cool it down. What's the fucking threshold? Oh my God, I'm gonna fucking
Bro, we got another super chat. Blytarga for $20.
Oh my baby boy, swinging that goth emo cock.
Oh, look at him, mate. Like the Eiffel Tower with only
He actually would be an interesting person to have on at some point because he has like unbelievable stories in the past. I think he came out. I think he started talking about what was going on. Yeah, pretty much probably at the beginning of 2023 or end of 2022, and he just had enough of it, and he has really insightful stories about trying to
so
teach these kids.
for $20, want to talk organic. My middle schoolers only wanted to talk about Charlie Kirk, not 9/11.
Wow.
First time they wanted to talk about a topic more than me in civics class. Most were horrified at the left's reaction. Yeah.
Normalization. This is all normalization. They're going to start killing people on the right, and they're going to normalize it, and then the Dems are going to go, well, it really is guns when you think about it.
No, I mean, I think this is crucial, man. Like everyone. I mean, look, people who've been paying attention, right, knew the left were like this, okay, right? But the left were deliberately sort of snowing everyone by saying, oh, diversity, kindness, coexist. We love everyone. Get that motherfucker. We love everybody except for that fucking guy. Kill him, right? Like, and now the mask is well and truly off, right? Like everybody can see what fucking horrible people they are, right? And they can also see that they have just been pointing at the right over and over and over to just distract from what horrible, hateful, violent bastards they are, right? Like, and
but the point, you have to hold on to the anger. You have to hold on to the pain because that's the only thing that makes it still real. As soon as that goes away, we go to everything is normal. You have to hang on to the anger. You have to hang on to the sadness and the pain. You have to hang on to it because that still keeps this topic going. They want to just memory hole it. There's going to be fucking statues of George Floyd. And dude, they were talking about putting up like Free Speech Park or whatever. They're just going to vandalize it and get away with it.
Maybe. I don't know, man. This feel like, there are certain events that like sort of like cut through the surface layer and like embed themselves like deeply in the collective consciousness. And I think this is one of those things. Do you know what I mean? Right.
What are we gonna do about it, though?
Well, the thing is, right, like you could make an argument that a lot of what to do about it is to just stop trusting and or listening to people on the left. For ages, right, like, you know, people basically took their pronouncements at face value, right? The leftists would come up and be like, oh, you know, we're just for diversity and we just love everyone. And like a bunch of people would be like, oh, yeah, you know, that sounds nice, I suppose. And then, of course, they back that with like fear. I just think that just the fact that they're losing so much popular support is going to be like brutal. And of course, all the cancellations. There is going to be a left-wing government purge. About fucking time.
The political fucking football in the United States, where the left is just going to they're just waiting until they get in power again. They're like, yeah, whatever. We're just going to do a memory wipe when we get back in power.
I don't know about that. Right. So Blytarga, again, super chat for $5. Thank you very much, man.
Fucking all night.
One student likened this to the slaying of MLK. See, Blytarga knows what I'm talking about. Yeah, exactly. Right.
I don't think there's a color dark enough for the pill that I'm going to talk about. I gotta leave in 10 minutes, dude. I have so much work to do on the back end with the influx of people coming to the channel, and I want to make sure I give you guys a very good product.
Oh, I see. It's like that, is it, mate? You gotta bounce in 10 minutes. Okay, well, fair enough. We better wrap this up then.
Oh no, we can keep going with this. There's a little bit here, and then he's just got a fucking killer quote to end this on.
Okay, I got a couple of tweets I want to cover, like just before we
absolutely
go as well. Okay, so like keep playing this.
We'll just go to it now. Did I send you a second video of this ugly sloth faggot?
No, the last DM I got from you is the voice name, I think
1630. So this is on her channel from 2 days ago. Oh, actually, when they fucking recorded that, they recorded that the day after. That was on the 11th when they talked about that. This is going to be 16 minutes, 30 seconds. And guys, he's going to do the meme. He's going to say the line.
Wait. We got another super chat from Big Time. Oh, mate, Big Time. He's a big man with a big appetite. Big super chats. He likes a big Orthodox cross, right?
Try and tell me he doesn't fuck. I dare you.
When he goes to church, right, and the priest sees him in line for communion, he looks up and he's like, "That's a big man with a big heart." He likes a big Jesus.
I'm so sorry if this offends anybody. When he goes in line for communion, the priest opens his mouth. I'm so sorry. There's a demon inside me. I'm so sorry about that. But it was right there, and there's nothing I can do about it. Okay, I'm a mature adult, and we're going to continue. Thank you.
That was pretty funny. Orthodox cross. He who is not angry when he has cause to be sins. For unreasonable patience is the hotbed of many vices. It fosters negligence and incites not just the wicked, but also the good to do wrong. Yeah, that's a great. I don't know what the actual chapter and verse is on that, but it's a great quote. And again, next time, you know, someone like basically says to you, right, like, oh, you know, Christians, right, like, you know, to be a Christian is just to lay down and like, you know, let people like take everything you have, destroy your family. I mean, just look at this bullshit, right? James Lindsay, power is not a Christian virtue. What the fuck would you know about it, right?
I know.
You're a fucking like, oh my god. Of course. You know,
all he wants to do is give away power. There's a gun on the table, and then the left reaches for it, and he says to the right, "You want to be like the left?"
Yeah.
and then both of them shoot James Lindsay in the face and start killing each other.
Yeah, because, you know, being the king of kings means that you don't exercise any power. One of the things that pisses me off the most about fucking like Lindsay is just his complete ignorance of Christian history, right? I'm hardly like a scholar in Christian history or anything like that, right? But Lindsay just has, you know how he likes to say, oh, you know, I don't talk about something if I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, we did cover that last week,
right? Like it's like he's read the Bible and then basically tries to pretend that between the writing of the Bible and now literally nothing happened, right? For 2,000 years, right? Like, what the fuck? Fucking Vlad Tepes was a goddamn Orthodox Christian, right? Like, he's the reason, right? All of Europe isn't speaking Arabic, right? Power is not a Christian virtue. Oh, fuck off. Just fuck off, right? And then like someone's like, for God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. 2 Timothy 1:7. And James replies, do not covet. What the fuck does that? It's about not coveting.
It's just a few words back, and that's it.
It's about not coveting your neighbor's wife.
Oh, but look at how much of a fucking cunt he is.
Right?
Do not covet.
The
person goes, I don't get your point, and he goes, I don't get yours either. That is antagonization, leftist. Yeah. And then they're actually trying to talk to him. This is why I've stopped talking to them and just started mocking them. So bless your heart for engaging with them.
You covet power, right? Because it's just like, I mean, so what he's saying basically is that like no Christian should ever run for Democratic office.
Well, no,
or
no.
Like what the actual fuck? Right?
I know what this means. There's only one way to covet power, to James Lindsay.
Yeah.
So for the left, it's a means to control. For the right, it's a means to an end.
Yep.
It has to be the same for both, because power is power. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. Power, covet power. But it's like, no, the right is for a means to an end. Like, look at the right-wing areas in the country. Like, it's observable reality that they just want to be left alone, and they are not. They're morally equipped. They're just not morally ready for this level of evil. A lot of them don't realize how evil these people are, and how they could possibly be like actual demonic, actual Satan, like what you think Satan is. It wakes, like, Satan doesn't sleep. Like, these fucking people will not stop, and it's gonna be a difficult conversation of how to rectify it. But let people cook, for the love of God.
This goes on, right?
Yep.
He's like, anyone who will suspend their principles for their political friends before they have political power will only do so more severely when they have political power. They're proving themselves corrupt, and when they have power, they have no incentives to be better. So so literally every single person in politics, right? Like, it's
so general and so vague and so nebulous, it begins to apply to everything, just like racism, just like woman. It's the exact same deconstruction of language until it means nothing. And he taught everyone to be able to notice this, by the way.
Where is this perfect man, right? Like, James, so only the perfect man, right, can take office. How many of these perfect men are there? Are there even enough to form a government? Right? Like, for fuck's sake, right? Then, of course, visible trouble comes in. The principle is never the principle. The principle is the power. It's a neo-Christian virtue. Oh, neo-Christians. Now, are we? Are we? Right.
Neo-Nazi. Add neo.
The Orthodox Church, right? Or the Lutherans or the traditional Catholics who have literally been around for like over 1,000 years, right? Suddenly they're neo-Christians because they don't believe in the kind of shit that was only invented after about 1965 with Vatican II and Nostra Aetate. Thanks very much for that, James. Thank you. I feel really... Sorry, I'm fine.
I have a question about how to interpret that. Now, is neo-Christian, in your opinion, a descriptor or a pejorative?
Oh, it's a pejorative. It's absolutely a pejorative.
He's turning Christian into a pejorative.
Mm-hmm. He's trying to basically say.
Oh, I have his queer thing in chat, by the way.
It's like he's like basically trying to say like the neo-Marxists, right? Because to these chuckle fucks, right, Christianity, all of Christianity has only existed since 1965. Right, Vatican II, and this whole, it's Judeo-Christianity, right? This whole idea that like, Christianity just means like, just lying down and like doing nothing and just letting people take all of your shit. It's just like,
that's what we've been told that it is. That's what we've been told for so long. That's what it is.
And so I'm like, this is a very simplistic definition of power. Nothing in government is accomplish without it. Even the ability to defend yourself requires power of some force. And he's like, oh, I have a very specific definition in mind here. Yeah, I'm sure you fucking do. Please just redefine the words on the fly.
How dishonest is that?
Why not, right? It's the kind of power that revolutionary praxis uses. You may disagree, but we're not litigating definitions again
Oh
here.
my
Yes, we
God,
are.
it's so circular. It's so fucking Ouroboros, dude. It's eating itself, birth, death cycle, within 2 sentences, by the way. This guy's fucking crazy.
You want elucidation on revolutionary praxis? Something else? I'm down, but I'm not playing the games that were played in our recent interactions. Fuck you, mate. Could you sound like more like arrogant and poncy if you tried, right? Oh my God. And I'm just like, look, I'm not using a dialectic or any kind of like other bullshit, right? And then basically he just goes on to basically say, like, anyone who says that they want to use power to improve conditions is a Marxist, right? Because the Marxists lie, therefore everybody lies, right?
Yeah.
Fuck off, right? And I'm like, everyone who uses power has principles. They're just simply not principles that you agree with. The principle you disagree with the most is partiality, which is a feature of every system in the world, which is true, right? The power to lead a nation state is supposed to be partial for the interests of the people in that nation, right? There is no such thing as full impartiality unless you're one of these like weird fucking universalists, like we have been documenting tonight, that seriously believes that you can like wield power for the good of everyone on the planet. What the fuck are you talking about? It is impossible, right? You have to, at some point, pick a group that you are going to benefit. There is no such thing, right? This is why everything collapses, because you can't draw a circle around it. You can't say where your group begins and where it ends, right? And this hard universalism is what the Marxists fucking like use to subvert the entire thing, because they just keep expanding the definition, and before you know it, right, you're trying to like heal the entire world instead of like looking after your country or your people. And that's how you get into the fucking like state of shit that we're in right now. Right. I'm done. Thank you for my TED Talk.
Well, so don't let them do the, what is it? Loki's wager, where does his neck begin and where does his neck end? Like they try to do like, can you define it? And where exactly is it? Is so bad faith and dishonest. We made an age of consent in this country. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You draw the line somewhere. Some states, it's different. We need a line. Oh, what's the line going to be? So what? Like 85% white, 90% white? I don't know. It'll be fucking something.
Just
it'll be fucking something.
But then, right? So this is exactly like the fucking like thing, right? You draw a line, right? Like for the nation or like your people or whatever, and they're like, oh, what about the edge cases? Well, fuck the edge cases. Unfortunately, when you draw a line, right, some people are going to be just outside it and some people are going to be just inside it. That is the nature of drawing a line, right? And they'll be like, oh,
it's how you separate your clothes. Sometimes it's by color, sometimes it's by type of clothing, but you gotta separate these fucking things. You can't just throw them all in the same drawer. It's like I'm talking to a child. I'm explaining like it's fucking laundry, like it's clothes to a fucking child.
Look, it is the nature of government. It's the nature of the state. It is the nature of these kinds of systems to have to draw a line somewhere. You have to draw a line, right? Otherwise, you're just nothing. Imagine trying to like have like a cell, right? If every cell in your body didn't have like a cellular membrane, it was just like, oh, bro, being inside my intracellular membrane, right, is like so restrictive, bro, right? Like, what about the proteins on the inside and the outside? I don't want to like exclude them. Maybe I should just like do without a cellular barrier. Yeah, fucking good luck with that.
It gets to that point, but that's how you know you're dealing with someone that's purely ideological. So if you want, you can play the other video I sent you, and I believe it's going to be 16 minutes and 30 seconds, where he does the line.
He does the line?
The biggest complaint, and you can do it at regular speed. the biggest complaint about the right for generations. Here we go.
Oh, here we go.
For operational success.
Well, I've noticed that too. Even if you study history, if you study the Soviet Union or even the fascists, this is kind of, it feels similar to that. What's happening here? This weird cultural dialectic, this pendulum swing, and both sides are feeding off of each other for their own existence and for their purpose. And so to see the right, who once claimed and still does, I think there's a lot of people like myself that are on the right that would claim this, and I think I do my best at least to hold to this, to be principled conservatives where we're going to hold our principles even if it means losing, even if it means we're not going to get the results we want right away, even if it means losing friends or losing.
You might be right, but you are not right wing. Are we starting to understand the difference?
Oh, mate. I just, right, like you can just imagine, right, like your house is on fire, your fucking family's been murdered, right, or your livestock's been like killed, right, and you're lying like in a pool of blood, and you're like, at least I still have my principles. Your children are crying out, and you're like, Daddy, help me. But my principles. Fuck off.
It's the most important thing. That's a fucking trope, but that's the most important thing is his principles. That's the most important thing are his fucking principles. Your principles are being shat upon currently, but do you see how, oh my God, I think I get it. Do you see how individual his principles are? Is it our principle? Mine, my principles, mine, me. We should be principled, including losing, because our principles lead to losing. So this is built in. That's not, you might call it right. It ain't the right wing, buddy. They're not politically savvy, and they don't care if anyone likes them because they're sticking by their principles. Isaiah said the same fucking shit, and it's like, good luck, faggot.
They really believe, right, that like literally everything comes from like a center, right? Like
Master Shake just said, "Holy shit, bro! He's the Stone Toss comic."
Yeah, exactly. Oh, we got another one from Blytarga.
My man, so glad he's back.
The left ceded their hill of tolerance after their reaction to Kirk. Let them never stop. Bait them into tripling down on the hatred. Yeah, exactly.
He's down. Yeah. He's down to strategize. Okay. Now, mind you, when we're talking about these things, nothing exists in fucking reality. If I talk to a right winger about monarchy and I don't agree with them, we're not deciding fucking policy. They don't even want you to discuss these ideas. They're verboten ideas to them. That's my biggest issue.
Yeah. They really believe, right, that just the center lasts forever, right? That no matter what happens, right, the center will always be like the largest block and they command it. Well, I got fucking news for you, buddy, right? Like, I don't know if you've like looked at political research over like the last 20 years, but the center is declining, right? That's what political polarization means, right? The center gets less and less, right? And people pile up on either side. So instead of having a camel hump in the middle, it looks more like a valley, right? And you can bitch and moan about the loss of the center, but the fact of the matter is, right, the center did not prevent the rise of the radical left, right? And as the radical left attacked everyone apart from them, they forced more people to the right, and the more people going to the left and the right, the less anyone gives a fuck about the center, right? And if you want to fucking like stop this shit, you have got to stop the radical left. You need a fucking purge. You need a government restructuring, right? You need to like stop these fucking people. They are maniacs.
Connor Tomlinson, I believe I included it in the last video, had some sort of historical precedent. I don't know if I included it or not. Some sort of historical precedent for a temporary centralization of authority to make it so things can go back to how they were. I know there's solutions, and I know that they're on the right wing. And I want to listen to people discuss them. I hate it when there's a group of people, a very loud minority, like we're at a fucking movie theater in the fucking black neighborhood, a very loud minority that's really fucking up that dialogue and causing division. So people that, we need as many people right now. I am a very large blanket. I'm a civic nationalist. I'm an atheist liberal. I'm right wing, okay? I am trying to get as many people on board. Pro-white people, absolutely, but we cannot be like super selective. We need as many people as humanly fucking possible to be on board, and they need a place to go to that's not just N-bomb and juice sparking.
I agree. I agree.
Right?
Was Connor talking about the example of the Roman dictatorship, by the way? Do you think?
Probably.
Okay, so just in case you're unaware, right? The Romans had this system whereby in a time of crisis, one man could assume power as a dictator, right? Now, obviously in the modern world, everyone, a dictator, but the original Roman thing was basically shit gets really bad. One guy assumes control for a very, very limited period, right? Fixes the stuff and then gives it up. Now, of course, this is kind of fraught with problems. Like, what if you give all this power to one guy and then after a few years, he's like, oh, you know, actually kind of like really like being the dictator. I won't give it up.
Well, that could be built in to it.
Yeah.
That could be if a certain amount of people disagree. I mean, that's where the discussion fucking happens. All right,
Arden, we're not going for another 45 minutes, mate. We'll be wrapping up soon. So everyone go and watch Arden's stream afterwards. Did you send me the link, Arden? We'll make sure to stick it in the chat, mate. Right, is there more of this?
No, I need to go get fucking really faggy and in my emotions, okay? I gotta travel back to 2017. I have to remember all the fucking shit that I've been through and then synthesize that with my comments on the Charlie Kirk thing. I'm gonna go through a whole shitload of emotions that I didn't know I had surrounding this fucking topic that are so pressed against my fucking skull. I've had a massive fucking headache all day, and it's gonna have to come out in rage because Daddy doesn't get sad anymore. So,
oh, here we go. Wait, I've got the link to Arden's stream.
Oh yeah. Also, join the channel. $1. No one gives you more content for $1 than I do. I guarantee it. Also, you become whiter over time.
That is absolutely true.
Which I think is very unique. You get extra little emojis and whatnot. But most importantly, before I release a video, if a video takes 2 or 3 days to make, at the end of the night when I'm going to bed, I'm sending you fucking 3.5 minutes of an unreleased video that's going to be 20 to 25 minutes. That's like 13% of the video. Okay? And that's been done multiple times. And then for the $5 tier, we have lore, where I have, I'm not kidding, 50 hours of me talking about Colin Kaepernick when that was happening. So it's a little time travel and what was going on. I was like more on the left, I guess. I was very politically confused. But literally, it's like a soft drip documentary of how I got to where I am right now and why I say you have to be right wing. And then also I watch really offensive videos that YouTube lets me play on the internet or on YouTube. Like really obscure things from the 80s and 90s that you just that the copyright has expired on them and it doesn't matter what they say in it. Since other channels are playing it, I can play it. So really, really offensive things and really to break up your day and make you laugh. So we have lore and laughs at the $5 tier.
Nice. And you know, I'm not offering any medical advice, but it has been medically confirmed that not only will you get a more girthy downstairs, but women will find you irresistibly attractive if you are a member. Not only makes you whiter, makes your teeth brighter, makes your hair more bushy, your eyes like more, you just become much more Chadley, right? You look just try it for yourself, right? It's only $5 a month, right? It's incredible success. And if you do not see results, then keep paying money. They'll come sooner or later.
You're gonna like the way I cook. I guarantee it.
All right. So I think we're out, bros.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much for coming, everyone. Thank you so much for everyone who did the super chat. I don't know if I'm doing a Happening TV on Monday. I'm still supposed to be on vacation.
On holiday, mate. Not
on
vacation.
Holiday, mate.
Holiday.
Yeah, but the news is a harsh mistress, mate. Right, especially when she's got you by the fist, the news, the fist. You know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
right? So if nothing else like insane happens, then I'll probably like be back like next Thursday or something. I gotta relax. But it's been great. It's been great. I hope you all enjoyed the show, and we'll be back next week. I don't know what we're doing, but yeah. Check it out.
I don't know if we're taking a break from the Lindsay thing. He is I call James Lindsay the skeleton key to discuss all important things in society. It's like 7 ways to Kevin Bacon, but it's 1 way to James Lindsay. It's James Lindsay bringing up a topic and then he gets everyone's attention and then he doesn't talk about it and everyone starts talking about it. So he is a skeleton key for the most important issues in society. But
yeah,
I love you
true.
fellas. I have the best fellas.
We do have we have the best fellas. See you later, guys. Good night.
Good night. All right.